All right, so just looking at some of these matchups, since we have a little bit of time to burn here, um, you know what? We're probably most knowledgeable about the bot lane. So what are you thinking about that?
Um, I think that I mean this type of bot lane I feel like is pretty volatile, especially since they have Leona and Rel, both very engaged and tank supports. Personally, I I like the Leona Vayne better than the Rel Caitlyn because I feel like that can go better into late game, especially with roams. Like Leona R is pretty good, and if you're to combine that with a Galio and Sejuani, ganking Kassadin in mid lane pre 6, I think that's pretty good. If Leona can land her E or Flash R, I think that's just pretty good overall. Um, though if Rel can catch out Vayne once she reaches level 6, I think that they can win that team fight. Especially since Rel R is pretty nasty, since it can just lock the Vayne in. And even if Vayne were to pop her ult and dash, it still might not be very successful. And there's only so much that Leona can do peel wise. I mean, she does have a lot of stuff in her kit to stun, like R and Q. But other than that, it's not very good. And I could say the same on the other side as well. If Leona were to go in on the Caitlyn, I mean, Caitlyn doesn't have much escape other
Mm-hmm.
than her net. And so she gets caught out in a CC lock. Like if Galio or Sejuani were to come back down, I think it would just be game over. So I think it's just all dependent on which bot lane can play it more perfectly in this case.
For sure. Um, and then looking up top, I think it's just going to be the usual top slugfest with they're just because of Gragas, there's a lot of zoning happening. Nar's not going to be able to step too far in. But then again, Nar does have quite a bit of mobility built into his kit, at least for getting in and out. And the range factor is certainly going to help.
Yeah, I agree. I think the biggest surprise that I saw was the Caston coming in, even though that there was a Galio picked beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they did need some AP, I assume, to balance out for GGS their team comp, but Kassadin, if he can get out of laning phase with like 0 deaths and maybe even equal CS, I think it's worth. It's just with Galio, with his pretty big taunt and dash, it's just a really good gank opportunity for Sejuani all around. So I think that will be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, I think that's really going to be something to look for, especially if we get like some support rooms happening. But that could also happen on the side of Glebgoons, where we see Rel come up from the bot lane. I know that champion has quite a bit of synergy, even not staying just in bot lane. She can just assist in a gank, so we should be looking at that. And then what do you think about the jungle choices here?
Yeah, I mean, I think the jungle choices, um, one doesn't really counter the other, as with the other lanes, except for the Cassidy and Galio matchup. It's sort of just since Trundle is a tank jungler with pretty good gank access and slows, Sejuani is a pretty good pick just to match the Trundle. What I saw though was that with Sejuani, Galio, Nar, that's a pretty good team fight comp, especially with Nar ult, Galio ult, Sejuani ult. Those are really good. Um, but in the early game, Sejuani versus Trundle, I don't think there's much to be said since it's two tank junglers. Other than just that, if they can pull off ganks,
Hmm.
then they can get their laners ahead.
we will be heading into the 3-minute spectator delay. So, we kind of exhausted all we needed to talk about. I guess we can just talk about whatever we want right now.
Yeah.
As long as there's no bad words. Last time I slipped
Yes,
up, I don't
sir.
want to talk about it.
I think if they head into late game pretty even, I think like Gragas Rel old combo is pretty nice. Or even if Trundle were to gank top when Gragas is pre-6, if Trundle can land the pillar in the perfect position where Gnar can't escape and his jump is already used, I think it'd be like a perfect setup for Gragas to dash in. And then, Trundle can just go and freaking bonk him. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I
Though
think,
late game, yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
no, okay, yeah, I think in terms of like similarities, Trundle's like a lot like Udyr in a sense. He's just not as fast, and he traits that all out for the ice spire he can put up, which I think in situations could be quite useful in terms of zoning and catching people out. But I am not sure. Like Trundle, I don't think Trundle is currently in the best place. Like, there's definitely better junglers out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like, in my opinion, this is going back. This match that we see, this it's like sort of going back to previous metas where we just have more tanks on the team win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you remember that,
Yeah.
but it was a couple patches ago. Since I think it was when the new Sunfire came out, it was just whichever team had the more Sunfire ages or the more tanks would just end up winning, right? Because the enemy team would not be able to overcome the amount of health that the tanks have. And so we can see Leona, Galio, Sejuani, 3 tanks, though I guess Leona you'd call half a tank. And you can see on the side of GGS, Rel, Gragas, Trundle, though Rel and Gragas you didn't say that much. Though Vayne is present in Funa's team comp, so also known as a tank crusher. Tank Slayer, if she can get fed, I think GGS will be in a really tight spot if they can't combo her.
Yeah, I think bot lane's going to be the lane to look at here, but we could also be surprised as we head into the game. We're going to be sitting here waiting at loading screen for just a little bit. All right. Well, we are starting. This is game 3 of the playoffs for the 2021 LWSD Spring Invitational. It's going to be Gleb Goons versus Funa, and we are loading in. Just waiting on a couple players with a little bit of toaster computer. It's okay. Everybody's doing their
Yes,
best.
sir.
I'm gonna get us zoomed out, get some items up, and also put up the jungle timers there for us. All right. Looks like we're not looking at anything too aggressive. Actually, I may have misspoken. Looks like Gleb
Yeah, it's
Goons
looking like they're
is
going in for an invade right now.
moving in. Actually, I'm getting that mixed up. No, this is Gleb Goons.
They're going in through,
They're gonna find Gnar, just warding up that.
and the Gnar does find them, and the invade stops.
From the side of Funa, they're going to have that standard 5 start, and oh, the playback is frozen, so this is really cool. Is it frozen on your side too? Or is this just me? right. My apologies. We are.
I think
Yeah, I got dropped out of.
stream's having some issues.
Yeah, I got dropped out of spec, and we should be rejoining the game shortly.
Stream is still up, correct?
Yes, stream is still up.
Alright, there we go. Alright, that's fine then.
Yeah, I just had a little bit of a dip in internet there, and it looks like we're going to be rejoining, and I need to pull us back out just a little bit. Pull up items, and also get those jungle timers back up for you guys. So sorry about that, you guys. And it looks like we'll be joining back into the bot lane, where a little bit of damage is coming out. It looks like Caitlyn and Rel have pushed out Leona and Vayne a little bit, just poking them out a little bit, and it looks like Galio is winning early against Kassadin here.
Stream seems to be bugging for a bit.
Okay. Yeah, Streamlabs is struggling just a bit here. So okay. We're just having a little bit of trouble with stream. We won't have missed anything, as it'll just play a little bit behind, but that is a-okay. Okay. Nice. Wonderful. Looks like in the bot lane we have a Vayne doing a little bit better in the CS department than Caitlyn here. But for now, it's going to be looking pretty stale across the board, although we do have a attempted gank coming in here from the side of Glebgoons with Trundle showing his face at mid lane, but it's just a little bit of a handshake as he saunters off there. All right. Looks like Glebgoons are calling for a jungle here. I mean, jungle. A dragon take here. And it's headed down. But it looks like the pressure is going to be back on in bot lane. So there's no real prio quite yet. And it looks like Trundle will be looking at a solo take for now. Unless the bot lane can get this one pushed in. But it does not look like Funa will be wise of this one. The Ignite coming down on Rel, but she will be making it out just fine. And Trundle will take the dragon in response.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about with bot lane being a very volatile lane. It's sort of just who can get off the damage first.
All right. Oh, big stun coming out from Leona there.
Leona flash, the Caitlyn flashes forward, but
But
the Sejuani's coming in.
Trundle looks like he is close, but he might not be here for the fight. But Sejuani is also backing off, so it looks like it will be the bot lane back to their own devices. I think
And
up
right now at
top
the start of the
lane,
game.
Gnar is getting a little bit of the best of Gragas here, being able to get that poke down with that extra range. But it's been a back and forth for the whole time with all of the zoning that's coming out of Gragas here.
And I did want to mention this earlier in the game, but we do see instead of tank runes coming out from Trundle, we do see press the attack, a more damage-oriented style of runes. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that could be a little bit of a dangerous game to play, but we do have like semi-tanks and a pretty tanky character in Gragas and Rel. So I'm not like terribly worried about how their front line is looking, but I do think that it's sort of unnecessary, especially if Kassadin comes online later in the
And we are
game.
seeing a gank coming in to bot lane. Sejuani, Leona coming in from the river. Rel is using her abilities, and
It is not looking good for
First blood
Caitlyn.
over, and his first blood over to the Vayne.
That's going to be huge for Vayne, especially if she can just keep it up, and this double kill is going to really put them ahead.
The TP coming in from Galio almost picked up a double kill actually, but both Gragas and the Trundle did have flash and were able to escape. Overall, I think that was a good play from the Vayne, the Leona, and the Sejuani. That counter TP, that TP in top lane though was pretty interesting actually. I thought that TP would come near bot lane for a 4-man gank.
Even though it did go top lane, it did pay off because Rel and Caitlyn were just not expecting it, and they were pushed up a little too far there. Big taunt coming down in Kassadin, but not a lot of damage is going to come through with that one.
Right now we're seeing around the 1,000 gold lead. Not too big, but especially since the double kill and first blood.
Ooh, stun into the wall. Pretty big damage coming out onto Gragas here, but I don't think there's any way for this Gnar to get the solo kill here.
I think if we can see the Vayne.
Oh, we're going to have a little bit of a meeting up in jungle, and Sejuani is going to be
by Sejuani.
pushed. A little bit of an underleveled Trundle here. I think that's something that we are seeing. There's a lot of ganks coming out from Trundle, and he's missing out on some camps because of it.
Yeah, and especially since those ganks haven't been very successful, it's just a... Oh, it looks like there's an engage coming in.
Vayne doing massive damage here and gets kicked back. Rel, another double kill for Vayne. This is going to be big in the bot lane.
Oh, and a solo kill coming in from top lane with Gragasol. A little bit of a counter, but this Vayne is still a menace.
I think if there's anybody lingering on the side of Glebgoons, it's going to be very dangerous for them, especially coming into the mid game here.
Leona's coming in for the gank, and it is a kill picked up by the Galio, and now 3-man on the Trundle. Will they catch him out? The Galio time comes in. Leona's
don't see him making it out of this one.
Oh, that is a very clean CC chain coming out from...
This is going to be a very hard game for the side of Glebgoons here. We have Vayne, who is flawless at 4 kills, and Galio with 2. Also, the Sejuani 3 assists, really making those ganks work out. Also, the Leona with a huge amount of kill participation, having an impact on all 6 of those kills.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we like to see from a support player. With the roams coming in from the river into the bot lane and then going to mid lane. Those are just things that you want to see on the side of Funa. And right now there is a 3k gold lead. Globloons do have a chance to bring it back, but for now, Funa is winning the early game. We'll see if the Caston can carry this into late game. Right now it's not doesn't seem very likely, especially with his laner having 2 kills and him down a kill.
Funa takes the dragon uncontested. I don't think there's a lot that Trundle could do there. Looks like Gnar is looking at this one. Can't really make this steal happen. 3-man on Glebgoons at mid. They're looking at taking out Sejuani, but no dice. She gets away just fine.
Yeah, she still had the dash ready. She saved up just in case, and it paid off. And so it is Glebgoons with the Herald. Right now, it doesn't seem like any lanes are winning hard, except for top lane where the solo kill happened. Where do you think Trundle will place his Herald?
I think he's just got to hold off and wait for an opportunity to open up, but I am not sure when that's going to actually happen. With the state of bot lane not really being in their favor, and actually bot and mid lane not really being in their favor, I think there's a chance it goes up top lane and they try to get this Gragas kind of ahead, since he has the only kill on the board on the side of Glebgoons. But I think that will also be very difficult, especially since Sejuani is still lingering around in her topside jungle.
Yeah, and I mean, we can see a whole item diff coming in from bot lane. Oh, the Gragas coming in.
Gragas, another solo kill on Gnar there. But a huge group happening.
That dash ult combo from Gragas really secured the kill with the double tower shots coming in. I don't think top lane was expecting that in any way. And we do see the Herald being dropped mid.
TP coming into mid lane from Kassadin, but it looks like Galio and Leona and Sejuani are looking here at the bot lane, looking to maybe secure another double kill, but it looks like Glebgoons is wise of this one, and they are playing it safe, not pushing forward at all here.
Attempt at a gank was going through in mid lane, but I think when I did realize
Leona lands the E, lands the stun. A lot of damage coming down on Rel, but I don't think there's going to be enough to secure that kill on Rel. If only that E had come down on Caitlyn, that would have been a secured kill for sure.
Yeah, that was a really good engage from Leona, but I think the ult came a little too late. Oh, Leona's going in again. Rel combo coming in. Rel ult. Trundle flashes in.
This could be dangerous.
Oh, and
Rel lives on a sliver of a health. Living on a sliver of health, and more action coming down mid lane here.
Oh, the TP is coming in through mid lane, and the flash does have to come out from the Galio. Wow, I mean, we saw, even though the Caitlyn and the Rel were down by one whole item, they're still managing to bring it back.
Especially with the Trundle there to help them out. It was a very well executed gank, and I think Funa was a little bit overconfident there with the way both it played out both times. They also had the help of Sejuani the last 2 times to get them those 2 double kills. So I think they're a little bit overconfident there in going in against 2v3 with Trundle there.
And I mean, we saw the power of the Press the attack coming in from Trundle, just bursted that Vayne down. Still did have heal up, but I think she realized that she wouldn't be able to survive and just decided not to use it.
We see Gnar stealing that Scuttle Crab for himself right out from Trundle's nose there. Doing whatever he can just to stay in the game. Down 2 kills against Gragas here. Gragas is pushed in a little bit under Gnar's tower here. So we will see if Gragas can't pull this one off.
All the minions are gone too. The tower's hitting him. And it doesn't look like the solo kill will happen, but it was a very good attempt.
Gragas playing really smart there, trying to take turret aggro at the last possible moment and getting his damage out and getting away.
Oh, and the ult comes in from the Vayne. They engage on the Leona, and it looks like they will catch. Oh, the flash comes in from the Sejuani. Oh, but I think this Caitlyn
is just hanging out.
Yeah, and that is another 2 kills going in for the Vayne.
Vayne now 6-1.
That flash from the Sejuani was a bit concerning, but it did work out in the end. Rel did do her best to get her Caitlyn from dying, but it did not work out as Caitlyn did walk the other way.
Second Drake will fall to the side of Funa with that successful bot side gank, and it looks like they're all going to be showing up for Kassadin here.
The gank did not go through. It was very close though. Right now we see around a 2k gold lead coming in from Funa, especially with the Vayne, as Vayne can keep this pressure up. This will be a near free win for Funa, unless the Kassadin can get fed and go in the back line and one shot the Vayne, but that is highly unlikely with the Leona peel and the Galio peel. In fact, we do see a Herald call potentially coming in for GGS. There is no top lane prio, but there is mid prio, and we are going to see him taken away. And Caitlyn does get first tower for GGS. That's a little bit of extra gold to even out the gold deficit. So, what do you think would be GGS's win condition in this game? They are down.
I think they just need to be able to get to the Vayne, who's going to be a huge thorn in their side. So if they can get somebody there in the back lines of Funa here, it could be a dangerous thing when they start to group up. I think Glebgoons has been letting these objectives go a little bit, although I think Trundle has been on top of getting those Rift Heralds down. And it looks like he may be showing up for a dive here, putting down the Herald, and Galio comes in and reverses it.
Wow, I mean I don't even think the Trundle was there to gang. He just wanted to place Herald, but it didn't work out. Sejuani is going in, trying to catch out. I guess Gragas has to come in.
Done, but it's not gonna have any follow up, as the team is just pushing up the wave there. But it's going to be a really good opportunity for Gnar here to just get this pushed in and he can back.
Oh, we do see the Kassadin gank. Oh, he gets caught out by the Leona and the Vayne just one taps him. Holy.
Yeah, I don't think Kassadin is strong enough right now to make this one happen.
I'm not sure what that gank was.
Also, with the Kassadin buying into a Dark Seal early, I think that was a mistake there. Definitely a very confident build, but it definitely hasn't paid off thus far.
Yeah, that was a very risky gamble that clearly has not worked yet. We will see if he can stack up that Dark Seal, potentially build it into a Mage's late game, but for now, it is not looking likely. And I think just Funa has complete control this game so far, especially in the neutral zone and the river. There, GGS is turning it back with top lane, especially, and with the Caitlyn having 2 kills, but with the Vayne having 7 kills and the whole item up on this Caitlyn, it is not looking likely that GGS will make it out of this one.
I think while Gragas has been doing well on his own, just top lane, I don't think he's had the impact that maybe Glebgoons was looking for in terms of affecting the whole map. So we'll see what he can do if he joins in on some of these team fights.
Yeah. We haven't really seen the top laners go out of top lane. They've sort of just been brawling it out, which is to be expected. But I would like to see more TPs coming in, especially in bot lane. Now that laning phase is officially over with 5 towers being gone in total, we are going to see a lot more roaming coming in. And now I think it's just a matter of which team can just control like objectives in the river more. We are seeing a lot of pings coming in through bot lane. Looks like they are setting up for drag. I think this will be the first major team fight, except Gnar is on the other side of the map. He's making his way over, but if GGS does realize that Gnar's not here, they could potentially go in. Oh, Gragas almost walked in there. Oh, Leona's still going in. Oh, the flash taunt coming in from Galio. Gragas all coming in. They're attempting to go on this Caitlyn, but it's not working. The Galio goes down. The Rel is also being caught out. The Gnar all coming in to secure the kill. And the Cassin is also caught out by the Gnar and Vayne combination. Caitlyn all coming in. But Vayne is just destroying through this team.
They just aren't able to get to her.
The quadra kill coming in from the Vayne. She's 11-1 right now. Holy, what a team fight.
I don't think that Glebgoons will have the opportunity to bring this one back, if I'm going to be honest.
I mean, what we saw there was a good attempt from GGS. They did attempt to go on the Vayne, but the thing is with the Leona and Flash Taunt coming in from Galio, the GGS just got split off. I mean, Galio and Leona are tanky enough to survive for a little while, but it was just Kassadin and Trundle going in, and Kassadin is not very tanky at all. I mean, even though he has Everfrost, he is 0-3 and will not be able to survive, unfortunately, from the Leona or from the Vayne and Gnar. So yeah, I mean, it was a good idea, but pure execution coming in from GGS. This game is just looking less and less likely for GGS to come back. We do see Lord Dominic's coming in second item for Caitlyn. We do know that with 3 tanks on the side of Funa, the armor penetration is very much needed. But what do you think about her going second item armor pen? I feel like it would be much more useful on another item.
Oh, looks like they're trying to catch out Leona here, but Leona's just going to walk away as they just don't do enough damage. Yeah, I think that's a little bit of a questionable build path, but I think I like the fact that it's there, you know?
Yeah, that is very true. Better late than never, I suppose. We do see Infinity Edge coming out from Vayne, just more and more damage coming in through from her.
Vayne 11-1. This is
just a menace.
Insane. If they do catch Vayne out, though, that extra 700 gold is going to go a long way for somebody. But I think
hopefully it goes on the Caitlyn.
I think it's just going to be too little too late. just not being able to capitalize on that. It looks like Glebgoons are looking at grouping up a little bit here, but we're at that little bit of a point in the game where it's just a bit of dead space and it's just a cold war as we wait for objectives to come up. Everybody's just putting up vision and everybody's just taking down vision, so...
Yeah, I think now is just a battle of who can acquire more gold by fixing side lanes, especially with these 5v5 games that we're seeing. A lot of times teams don't end up fixing side lanes, which is a lot of gold and minions that are lost. But it seems like both teams are doing their best fixing the lanes. Mid tower almost going down, but will go down right about now. And so, I mean, for both teams, really, their first towers are just all gone now. It's just down to their secondary towers. And we just need to see, I feel like, with GGS, the game is slowly slipping away from them. They need more vision. I mean, that Rel's just got to constantly back and get more wards. It needs to sweep more often, I feel like.
Yeah, and Funa has just been on top of controlling this vision here at River. They've spent these last couple minutes just hunting for wards here, and there goes another one. They're really denying Glebgoons the information they so desperately need, as this next dragon will be coming up in just about 45 seconds here. We already see Funa here grouping up a little, but it looks like Leona pushing up into their jungle a little bit, just scouting out, and it looks like they will find Rel. So we'll see how much preemptive vision this is really gonna do here.
Yeah, I mean, they do catch out some of the vision placed by Funa as they are setting up for drag. We will see if the team fight can come through successfully.
It looks like we're going to
around.
group up here, and Leona is headed up, maybe looking at some engage happening here.
Yeah, I mean, this Leona's been really aggressive, and I think it's just been working out terrifically for Funa. They are taking an aggressive stance, which they can due to the gold lead and Leona just being super fed.
They also have so much more health in terms of, that's just a lot more tankiness there on the side of Funa. We have Leona and Sejuani with their own thing, and then on top of that, there is Galio, who has accumulated he's working on his third health bar, and that's all to complement the Vayne. Vayne is going in.
From Galio. Looks like Rel does go in trying to catch up the Vayne again, but there is no follow-up from GGS. The Rel decides to flash in with ult 2 just to catch up this Vayne, but I mean the rest of the team on GGS is just not following up on this dive. I mean, I think there just needs to be more communication.
It looks like Trundle is going to do his best for the steal here, but I don't think it's going to happen. He might have to pay the price here, yeah, with Nara coming after him.
Invested too.
I don't know what he is going to get here, except for just delaying the team's recalls.
Wait, if he can execute, I mean, that's good for him. He actually makes it out.
No way.
Wow. Whoa, okay.
I think Deadman's Plate assisting him there in just getting out, which is, I think every little thing helps Glebgoons here, but I don't think it's just going to be enough in the end. With the way that team fight went, it was just not enough there.
Yeah, and I mean, Funa does pick up Mountain, so it's just going to be even harder. They already have 3 tanks, so it's going to be even harder to kill these guys. We will see if GGS can somehow miraculously bring this back, but it is looking pretty lost right now. And do you see the Guardian Angel coming out from Vayne? taking advantage of GGS's lack of dive. Now she's just not going to die. I mean, unless GGS can pull it together. They're looking to catch out this Leona. The pillar comes in, but ult comes from
Don't
Caitlyn.
think they
But
do enough damage there.
yeah,
Leona, they invested so much, including a Caitlyn ult on that Leona, and they just didn't get the damage done. Looking like they're wanting to force a fight here at the Baron, and a teleport
and the
coming in
Gnar TP is coming in too.
from Funa. They're just gonna get pushed out.
Oh, looks like the Rel gets caught out, and she's just dead.
Vayne heading in for another kill.
The Caitlyn got 3 shot. The Gragasol finally comes in, but I think that should have came way earlier. I could have definitely saved the Caitlyn if that massive Gragasol came in. Now it's looking like Funa is just gonna take this Baron. I mean, unless Chrono can somehow steal it. Doesn't even have Smite up though, unlike Funa's Sejuani. I think that's just gonna be a free Baron going over.
I don't think that Trundle as a champion has a way in there to really execute some of those steals that we're really hoping on seeing here, especially if you're down just so much gold. Those steals really need to happen if you're looking at getting back in the game. So I don't think Trundle is the champion for that. It just doesn't have the mobility or the survivability to just get in there to get that smite down.
And I mean, Vayne grabs red buff, Caitlyn does too. I mean, if we can see, there's a 3-level lead coming in from Vayne versus the Caitlyn. You can see an almost similar level lead coming in from the support as well. Kassadin has actually finally reached level 16, 1 level ahead on the Galio. At this point, like you said, it might be a little bit too late. We can't see if Kassadin can catch people out and get kills. He is building that stopwatch to give him more survivability. But I mean, with the amount of peel and team fight that Funa has, it just might be over. They are looking to capitalize.
I think Galio's just had so much more impact. That's why he is a level down. He's just been grouping with the team and really making the team fights happen. I don't think it's going to be enough from Kassadin here. Just looking purely at that mid lane matchup, Galio's just had so much more map impact than Kassadin. Kassadin's just barely been able to make it out of the lane recently because of how the champion is built. He needs to get to level 16 as fast as he can, but it just didn't pan out that way. Looks like the siege is coming down.
Leona too.
It is not looking good.
Oh my goodness, that is just one big CC chain coming in on the Caitlyn and the Trundle. I mean, Trundle's a tank and he got demolished.
I think they just walk it into the base here with the empowered minions gonna come out.
Rel ult, Gragas ult coming in too, Galio ult coming in to fuel.
They just don't do enough damage.
Oh, and they finally managed to proc the Guardian Angel. Kassadin finally able to do work, but I mean, it's too little too late. Gragas trying to stall, but it's not looking like it. And I think that's just game over. Game 1 going over to Funa.
Just a reminder, this will be a best of 3, but with the way that one went, it may only be 2, but Glebgoons definitely has a chance at redemption here. So we will be looking forward into our next game, which we'll be jumping into really soon. So stick around and we will get you into game 2. So what are your impressions of that game? How do you think these teams stack up?
I mean, that was just from the very beginning a one-sided game from Funa. I think it just, as soon as Funa was able to get the pick in bot lane and the double kill over to the Vayne, GGS just couldn't bring it back. I mean, top lane did pretty well too. I mean, got 2 solo kills onto the Gnar, but it just wasn't enough. Though I think both teams did play the early game decently until around level 4, level 5, when the Sejuani and Leona came down from River to pick up first blood and double kill. If GGS can, like, if they can manage to play the early game through, I feel like they should be able to win it out against GGS or win it out against Funa, sorry, and potentially go to a game 3. But from the state of this game, I mean, there was just no dive. Like, I didn't see a lot of coordination coming in from GGS. They did manage to kill the Vayne at the very end, but she did have Guardian Angel, and it took everything, and I mean everything, just to kill her. And it wasn't even like a true kill. I mean, it was just proccing Guardian Angel.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess to answer your question, in short, it's looking like Funa has the upper hand, but I think anything can happen.
I think we may see a couple bans here out from Glebgoons to just counter some of those champions that they are worried about now, that they've seen how Funa can play with those champions. I think that Sejuani was definitely the better pick over Trundle there, even though they both take the role of a sort of tank jungler. Sejuani just has a little bit more versatility in terms of getting those ganks down, getting those, just having that mobility to get those ganks secured. And especially just get on top of those objectives. I don't think that Trundle just had that ability to get on top of objectives and even like steal out anything, or even the health just to like walk in there and just to get that smite key pressed. So it looks like we are getting our next game set up. So we do have the spectator link for you guys coming up here. And it looks like the bans will be coming through quite soon. So let me just get those up for you guys. This is the old one, and let me just grab you guys into the new picks and bans. Alrighty, you guys. We are in, and then let's see.
I think Funa just had like a better, like an easier team fight composition to play last game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, GGS did have one as well, but it was just way harder to execute. Especially with like just that amount of accuracy that you need coming in from like Trundle and Gragas.
Also, Prithvi, your mic is doing the thing again, so if you can do what you did last time, do it. That'd be wonderful.
All right.
Okay, then it looks like the ban process is coming through with Glebgoons terrified of that the Vayne ban coming through. Funa banning into Camille. Glebgoons banning Draven to just counter out that entire Funa ADC role. Funa banning the Hecarim. Glebgoons. We'll decide on a ban at some point. Banning out Udyr. So both Hecarim and Udyr are out once again.
I think this works. How does it sound?
Yeah, it sounds quite all right. And we see another Seraphine ban come out of Funa here. We have
the same support matchup coming in.
Rel and
GGS and
Glebgoons and Leona from Funa, and it looks like Funa will be picking up Caitlyn this time over Glebgoons here.
Sort of just stole the bot lane combo coming in from GGS. Gonna see what GGS picks this time. I do see the Vayne ban coming in from GGS, presumably just to counter whatever GGS wants to play, especially since that domination from last game.
Misfortune.
Then
Okay.
I think the Rel Misfortune, the double ult combo is pretty nice to watch, especially if Rel can hit like the 2-man knock up and then the ult coming in, and Misfortune just ults away. I think
yeah.
you can see a pretty good combo.
I think Misfortune also with her little bit of a slow field, that soft CC is going to do a lot in terms of if some of Funa's mispositioned, that just having that little bit of a slow there on your ADC is just going to be a little pretty helpful. We see Jarvan and Gnar. Jarvan picked up by Glebgoons here, and Gnar coming in from Funa again. We saw Gnar, you know, he held his own against Gragas up top lane, but he was caught up a couple times last game, so we will see how that fares this time. We have a Fizz ban coming in from Funa here. I think that's just a safe play.
I mean, just like the exact same bands, huh? Though I am surprised to see the Jarvan coming out from GGS. Jarvan is an early game jungler, very good roam potential, or sorry, gang potential. Especially at that ultimate. That ultimate combined with Misfortune ult, I think will be really nice. Especially if what I'm envisioning is a Rel ult coming in, and Jarvan will just be able to ult everybody inside Rel's ult, right? As Rel just grabs everyone in a circular pattern. And I mean, Jarvan's ult is also like a circular shape, right? So it'll just be able to catch everyone in there. You do need to have a good Rel ult or a good Jarvan ult, and that can be pretty hard to execute.
I think that synergy is there, but it's just going to take a lot of mechanics to get that down and, you know, really have that one work out. Funa going to pick up Sejuani while banning out Lucian, and Glebgoons are going to ban out Galio, who I think last game had a lot of map impact that Glebgoons just weren't prepared for. So.
I mean, Funa's just picking like basically the exact same composition from last game. Except for the Vayne, obviously, you do see the Leona and Sejuani coming in.
And obviously they won't have the luxury there for picking up Galio, who has a lot of map presence, but we will see who they pick up after Glebgoons pick up somebody. I was hoping they'd just click it through and I'd look really cool because it was like on time. But they pick up LeBlanc. So that will be their mid lane, and Irelia will probably go to top lane. But Irelia actually a little bit flexible there in what lane she shows. We see Syndra come in from Funa here.
I mean, I think GGS's comp is now like more oriented towards diving, especially with like Jarvan, Irelia, LeBlanc. I mean, they all have dashes, right? And Rel as well, if you're to count her knockup and stuns. So I think GGS's comp will be much easier for them to play out. Though again, from Funa, you do see the Leona and Sejuani. Those are seems to be tried and true coming in from Funa. Gonna see if they can carry out the same tempo from first game into game 2. We are in the tournament draft spectator delay, so we will let you all know when the game starts up. Though I think Irelia here, I mean, if you can just CC her, I mean, she's sort of just a goner. Unless you do play tank Irelia, I mean, not sure if you remember, but from CPP's Piker, he does play Tank Irelia with Sunfire. We will see if they do bring out a similar build, especially with the amount of CC. You got Syndra, Sejuani, and Leona. Tank Irelia does come in handy if there is a lot of CC, but we will see.
I think this time Glebgun's front line is looking a little better. At least it's not in the state that it was last game. Of course, they have Rel back again. But I think that Jarvan, with his mobility dashing from flag to flag, they should just have an easier time just getting their team in for the team fights. I am not too certain about their survivability, though.
Do you think there would be an invade coming in from Funa again?
I think they'll probably try. It may not pan out again.
We'll see, though.
Yeah. It's definitely something that they could get done. If they get it done, it's going to be a huge impact on how the game pans out here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even if they pull out a flash, I think it's just pretty good.
But we'll see. I think Glebguns was playing it pretty smart. They did the 5-man net last time. So we will see how this one pans out as we head into our 3-minute delay. Hopefully we don't have too many problems getting into game this time. And we are officially in spec delay. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. We gotta see this Morgana come out again. If I played on a team, I'd definitely run it. I mean, I think just if you're to play Morgana, it's just like the Black Shield is really nice into this much CC.
And Morgana also counters Leona, so I think that would be a pretty fair matchup. But we won't see that this game. We have Rel. It seems like Glebguns has been comfortable with this Rel pick. I think Rel is a pretty rounded support in terms of, soaking up all that damage and also having that CC to get their ADC up and away.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see more roams coming out from GGS. I mean, the Leona roams, sort of just ended the game for GGS. Who knows with the roams, we're just able to slay mid lane, and with a mid laner going to top lane as well with the ult on that trundle when you tried placing the herald. We just see like Funa, I feel like, is roaming way more. I think if GGS tries to roam this game, it won't. I feel like it won't be as beneficial as last game, because last game they did have a bit more tankiness, but I'm hoping there is some roaming in coming from the Rel, especially if they're able to catch out the Syndra. Syndra doesn't exactly have too much escapability, so if the Rel can land her knockup, or if the Jarvan and Rel combo into mid lane, potentially get this LeBlanc fed where she just ends up one-shotting Caitlyn in the backline, or transitions that lead into a fed Irelia on top lane, I think GGS can turn this game around.
I think Glebguns will have a lot less time, will spend a lot less time worrying about that Galio too. That Galio was a huge thorn in their side because of how the champion is designed. He has a lot of impact on the side lanes just by having his ult up. I think that's just one less thing that Glebguns has to worry about this match. But it does look like we'll be heading into the game in just about 20-ish seconds. So, any final predictions?
I mean, if Una can just play exactly how they played in game one, I think they're just going to take away the game, even though the Galio is taken out. Syndra is pretty strong in bursting, especially like after 6. We'll see though. I mean, hopefully GGS has learned from game 1 and be able to carry those lessons into game 2 and potentially draw that into a game 3.
At the
This is
very least,
exciting.
I hope we are looking at a closer game here, if not a game 3, and I will hopefully get this league game up and running. The load time is much faster from us here. And let me get us zoomed out just a smidge and get our timers up as the players load into the game. All
I do
right,
want
it
to point
looks
out
like
the phase rush
mhm.
coming in from Syndra immediately, just to help her with the escape.
It looks like Glebgoons were pinging up into the jungle here. They might meet Sejuani on the
Oh,
side
there's a
of
3-man
Funa.
invade coming in.
They managed to
No
get
success,
vision
one
up.
ward. So a little less aggressive in this game, but they do get some crucial information. I think that is a good start for GGS. We'll be able to use that information effectively. We will have to see later in the game, but for now, I feel like this is a way better start than game 1.
And it looks like we'll just have standard starts coming out from both sides, starting their bot side camps, and with the leashes coming in from the bot laners. Jarvan is going to get his done a
Jarvan's
little
trying to
bit
go for an
faster.
early level 2. Does he get seen though? That is the question. Does not look like it. Does
It
pass
looks
through
like
mid lane.
he might try to transfer up and steal out this red buff, but I think he will get seen in this ward here if Funa is looking at their map. Sejuani is now pathing up. They might meet in the top side jungle here if Jarvan takes too long on this buff. We will see.
Oh, and it does not look like Funa will be able to get the red buff, though there is a tiny bit of a skirmish going in. Jarvan is able to get out though, and that is a successful steal coming in from GGS. So definitely a way better start for GGS this game. Able to steal a red buff from the Sejuani. She will be down in experience.
Oh.
And the game has been paused. It will be resolved momentarily.
Funa calling ping issues for top. Maybe they aren't able to see them. Oh. 1000 ping coming up from Mar here. That's what we like to see.
Yes, sir. Something I do want to note out is that Funa does have TP advantage, as GGS's mid laner LeBlanc does not have TP and instead has Ignite. Probably looking for more kill pressure in mid lane. We will see how this works out though, especially since GGS doesn't seem to be roaming that much. This might be in their favor, but we will see what happens.
All right, it looks like they're calling for the ready, so we should see them get right back into it here. Someday, hopefully.
Maybe. It's like ready calls are called out. And the
And we
game
will be
has
back
been
on
unpaused.
in just about now. Sweet.
I already see some good aggressive vision coming in from Leona. Already getting that vision control.
Ooh, the root coming out on Syndra. A lot of damage coming out of LeBlanc here.
And I mean, yeah, what are your thoughts about GGS this game so far?
It's a lot better of a showing, especially having that a little bit of a stall on Sejuani here. Not really going to be as able to, with that experience missing, just going to have to settle for just getting back in the game and farming up.
Oh, wow, the dash interrupts the Gnar jump. That's first blood over to Irelia.
A lot better of a game coming out from Glebguns here on the blue side of the map.
And I think that was pretty unfortunate for the Gnar. His jump got stopped by the Jarvan dash. But yeah, as you mentioned, a really good start coming in from GGS. They even managed to get first blood. So we will see if they can transition this into leads elsewhere. But for now, a good start. Yeah, it does attempt to go in. Does not work though, unfortunately.
I think this time around, Funa will be looking at a pretty big LeBlanc play here. The Ignite comes out.
And
The
that's a solo kill. Sejuani's looking to clean up though. She's 3 levels down on this LeBlanc. And
Jarvan
coming
is
in on
here.
Jarvan, the flash comes in.
I think they may be able to get this one out.
Wow, that's just a double kill going over to LeBlanc. Instantly 3-0 for GGS. I mean, that's an amazing response from game one. I mean, I was surprised to see the Sejuani come in, even though the mid laner was still gone. 3 levels down, and no vision of the enemy jungler as well. It was a good attempt, but there's simply just not enough information for her to actually succeed out of that.
Glenkin's playing a lot better this time. This Gnar has to be careful with this Irelia. Now a kill up. Just gonna have a little bit more gold to spend there. And but Gnar will hit 6 first. So we'll see if Irelia respects that one. Looking like Irelia is just in it, and she gets her ult too.
Oh, it's an all-in engage from the Irelia, and the ult comes out, instantly deletes the Gnar. 2-0 lead, and shutdown built up for the Irelia. Dang, I mean, you were right, Thane. Gnar should have played back, but he did not, and he paid the price. Doing over yet another kill. To the Irelia. This Irelia will or may become a menace if she can keep up the lead, especially diving into the Caitlyn later in the game. Looks like the Jarvan is starting Dragon. Does have Prio mid and bot. We'll just be taking that solo.
I think Funa, coming off of the last game, was super confident going into some of these matchups, but with the little things that Glebkuns have been doing to throw them off their game, it's just going to be a different game altogether that they aren't really prepared for.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, already like a near 2k gold lead coming out from GGS. Looking like Jarvan is going in for an invade, just to put back the Sejuani even further from that level 1 red buff steal. So, I mean, bot lane is pretty even, except in the CS department. Caitlyn just has way more range than Miss Fortune, able to poke her out, even though Miss Fortune does have her poke ability.
I think,
Able to just
yeah. Caitlyn's just had a lot more impact, but Jarvan is here, and Rel splits them up. Caitlyn ignited, has to burn heal, and she will die to ignite there. Leona will be able to make it out a-okay, but that's going to be huge for the bot lane. Even though the kill fell to Rel there, it's just going to be that much more of a hill that this time Funa is going to have to be climbing.
Yeah, I mean, the flash and heal did come in from Caitlyn, but the burst was just too strong with the ignite coming in. Oh, they're looking to drive on this Leona. The ult comes in from Rel to stun as well. Leona does have to flash, does make it out. And I mean, I feel like that was pretty unnecessary for Leona to stay. I feel like she should have played that.
Looking at canceling some of these recalls.
Again. She does not get stunned this time. Almost dies. Lives on a sliver of HP.
Leona just not getting punished for, for these just walking into them. I think if Miss Fortune had recognized that and just autoed her one time before that, she walked into that bush, it would have been a done deal for Leona there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely could have gone way worse, but it does get out with flash used.
Leona really making the most of that health bar.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I mean, I thought she would have learned her lesson the first time, but
Syndra pushing LeBlanc off every single time she tries to land that chain route there.
Yeah, I mean, LeBlanc is 2-0, so Syndra does have to play that. She does have a CS lead, though, which is pretty good for her. Just trying to stay in the game, trying to stay relevant, which is pretty good for Funa in this case, especially since they are down 5 kills and 2k gold.
Looks like Caitlin's going to be pushed pretty far up.
And thus, I mean, that flash engage was good in theory, but it just did not work out.
Just not quite enough reach there. Looks like Leona was looking at coming down there, but it looks like Leona is on the roam again.
Yeah, I mean, look at that deep vision coming in from Leona, fully utilizing her support item to the max. The amount of wards come in, that is
gets the engage. Leona is just so beefy, dude.
Oh. If there was a little bit more damage coming through, that could have been a potential ult angle coming in.
Leona is here
again. There is a repeat gank, but to no avail.
This Leona is so much fun to watch. You'll make some interesting plays at least.
Okay, but supports in Season 11 did, if they can get fed, they can actually just 1v1.
Looks like Jarvan is a little bit caught out here, but he is going to be able to get away, I think. I mean, yeah.
He does make it out. I feel like the ult should have been invested by the Sejuani. Oh, the Leona's going in. The ult, Ignite coming in through the CC chain, and she's just dead.
Rel not going to be able to do any damage here, so she's just going to get popped. It's just going to take a second.
I mean, the Leona's just really strong here. I mean, I felt like after last game, they should have banned out the Leona as well. But I guess not. Yeah, I mean, the bot lane has not been able to find a way to counter this CC chain. I mean, Leona is a very strong support champion in Season 11. Just with, like, her maxing her Q.
Gnar in trouble. flashes out, but he gets caught still.
The Irelia goes in with the ult and gets another solo kill. That's 2 solo kills plus a gank assisted kill coming in through with the Irelia. I mean, yes, the Caitlyn did get a double kill and was able to turn it back a little bit, but looking at everybody else, the top lane and the mid lane, I mean, it's just looking good on the side of GGS this time.
I think Gnar is just gonna have to stay under tower. Not really gonna have that map impact that Irelia will have once this tower goes down top lane. It looks like the side of Glebgoons wants to get some, at least, vision on the red buff of Funa here. And it looks like LeBlanc will be roaming up to see Gnar here. Gnar gonna come down and the roam is off.
The Herald was placed mid lane. It's an interesting Herald, but timer must have been going out. Oh, looks like the Sejuani is going in and does not catch out Jarvan's dash. It's just too OP.
LeBlanc with the massive damage on Syndra. Syndra just not able to live.
Error coming in from the bot lane. Flash coming out. Oh, and the heal too coming out from Misfortune. I mean,
Leona is in it to win it, dude.
1v1ing, man. And she's dead. Dude, this Leona, man, just 1v1, the Misfortune ended up winning. I mean, I feel like there was a really huge miscommunication error. The Misfortune flashed out while the Rel went in, and even ulted too, but I don't know, man. That was sort of ugly to see.
Funa taking what they got, and they are back out of it. Bot lane. Jarvan not able to get there in time to capitalize.
It still is on the side of GGS, but Funa does have a chance to bring this back, especially if they can protect this Caitlyn as well as they did with the Vayne last game. It's all about just transitioning your leads, right, into other lanes or just into late game.
Gnar going for another fight. I don't think he should really be trying to take these solo fights, but Sejuani is here this time. Irelia is
from Gnar. I mean,
it's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be really good if Gnar can get this kill out on Irelia, but at this point I don't think it's gonna happen. But he's just gonna keep running her down. The kill might come.
The turnaround. They managed. Oh, she's on 1 health.
Just not able to make it happen.
Man, that was so close to
Leona in a bush, just hanging out. Leona just going in for Misfortune here.
Going in on the Misfortune, the ult coming in through. They're not trying to stop
counter ult happens, but it's just not gonna happen. Irelia here though, going to be able to do a lot here. The counter TP, I think it's just gonna be too late here though.
I mean, the Rel got the kill there, so it wasn't even worth the flash.
Leona makes it in there, but this Gnar is just gonna get caught out here.
And I mean, I think that's just a kill. Wow, I mean, the TP did come through, but I mean, this Rel is sort of just me in solo queue games, just taking all the kills. Though I am able to carry in solo queue, but this doesn't look like it's the case here.
Alright, whatever you say, Frisbee.
I mean, I don't know. GGS was able to turn around the situation a little bit. This Misfortune is not having a good time though. She's 0-3. That TP from Irelia was pretty good though. Was able to get a kill on Leona and then gave the Gnar kill to the LeBlanc. So LeBlanc is 4-0. This Irelia
Oh,
is
it looks like
5-0.
they
Looks like
are
there are
going
fates to
in.
go in.
It's going to be a
And Leona
4-man
does
down
get
in
stunned.
bot. We'll see if they can't make it out.
Oh,
Caitlyn not able to
coming
make
in
it
from
out.
Jarvan.
Leona not able to make it out. Really confident duo bot lane from Funa, but it will cost them here.
Yeah, I mean, now they just get a now GGS just gets a free dragon. I mean, this is just more and more going towards the more and more going towards GGS this game around. Looking likely that GGS will win this game. They are invading Sejuani's jungle.
The blue buff
They will
will
pick
be
up the blue buff
stolen.
though.
Sejuani not able to do
Sejuani's
anything.
getting caught out.
LeBlanc
there
does
is enough
massive
burst.
damage.
Wow.
LeBlanc with the Ludens for that extra burst damage is going to be super strong here and just one tapping everybody.
There is an engage coming in from the Jarvan, but he just gets insta deleted by the Leona Caitlyn. But the ignite
Caitlyn
burst just
on
comes
fire.
in on the Caitlyn. She does
Leona
die.
is in there once again on top of everybody.
She's 1v2ing, man. But there's just no follow-up coming through. I mean, I feel like Leona does know her limits, but there's just no follow-up coming in from her team this time around.
Speaking of knowing her limits, she gets caught out a little bit here. And it does not look like...
Okay. Didn't look like they were trying to kill her for a second there, but did end up giving the kill over. And I mean, look at this LeBlanc. She's 8-0. I mean, this is the exact same. I believe this is the exact same Kassadin from last game, no? Could have just build the Dark Seal this game. Oh, and the 1v1 is coming in through from the top lane. The ult comes in from the Aurelia and is looking to kill her, but the tower is just too much. And the 700 gold shutdown goes to the Gnar, finally shutting down this Aurelia.
Aurelia with the buy onto Immortal Shield Bow though. Gonna make her a little bit harder to kill next time.
The amount of lifesteal too will probably be insane.
Gnar and his best friend tier 2 tower. Oh yeah.
I mean, Jarvan's got to place it somewhere. It's looking like it's going to go through in mid lane though. Probably going to take out that tier 2 tower. And there it goes. Tower is gone. And this game is slowly slipping away from Funa, but that 700 gold shutdown.
Almost the one shot
really
there.
Good attempt at one-shotting the Syndra. Did not work though. And if you were Team Funa, what would you think would be the win con for this game?
I think it's gonna be difficult. It's like the exact opposite of what happened last game.
Oh,
but
I think the CC lock might be it.
Yeah, I think just catching.
Oh wait, she's
the
trying to
play.
bait. Wait, she
no
baited?
way. Almost.
Oh, that was such a good bait too.
I don't think they know that this Baron is going down now.
Yeah, that's true. They do get 4 members do get a Baron. The shutdown did go through.
Almost a huge clip there from LeBlanc just standing still in the middle of the entire team there.
Oh, it looks like Aurelia is getting caught out. 4 members are there. Will she make the 1v4? Does not, as the 5th member does show up.
Yeah, speaking of that win condition coming out from Funa, I think if they are able to catch these people out, just a little bit mispositioned, it's just going to be they're going to be able to pull back that gold lead. But at this point in the game, with a near 8K deficit, it's going to be one to struggle for. But with those two kills catching out those both Irelia and LeBlanc there, it's just going to be at least they have a chance, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's looking a bit winnable now. Funo was down 10K gold at one point, but they're slowly bringing it back. Still is like basically an 8K gold deficit. It will be hard to bring back, but if they can continue to catch people out and make these full team rotates, it'll be really good. Oh, the LeBlanc's going in. Does not one-shot the Gnar, unfortunately. Was a good attempt though. Gnar will be chunked to half, and this dragon is just being melted by GGS. They are pinging to go in though.
I don't think the steal is going to happen. This fight is going to happen though. The big stun's coming out.
I mean, that was just a team fight masterpiece. Oh, the Gnar's going back in, looking to one-shot the Misfortune. Does not. Oh, he dies.
He gets the Misfortune down, but they are going to have to back out of that one. Syndra gonna be in trouble here, but she has the stun to push them both back there. I think that shows that Glebgoons cannot relax here against Funa. They were able to still get those 2 picks off on them.
And they're looking to catch out this Irelia, the Irelia ults. Trying
Jarvan
to get out,
is going to be
Jarvan
here.
Is here too.
Rel is also
Irelia.
here.
I mean, that shield bow is helping her
Teleport
out.
coming in.
Comes in from the Rel to stun. And now, I mean, now it looks like the Rel is being caught out. Has no flash too. I mean,
I think if Funa can just catch these lingering people out and not get one shot by the LeBlanc.
Oh, almost one shot. I think if the LeBlanc builded the Dark Seal and still kept some stacks, that would have been a kill. Just because the amount of AP and movement speed that Dark Seal on Magi's gives is just a lot when you're ahead. Right now, I feel like this Misfortune is not that useful in team fights. Her ult is pretty good, but she's 1-4, so we will see if Misfortune can bring it back and get more kills. He is building Lord Dominance again, second item. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's just this ADC's preference to build Lord's Dominance second. It is certainly good against this team comp again with just the Leona, Sejuani, and Mega Gnar. Basically 3 tanks. But I feel like there could be better items built. What do you think? I mean, I'm not exactly sure how this game will pan out now because of the amount of kills that these guys are getting.
It looks like they're going to be fighting over this red buff here. But it does look like it will be a kill onto Jarvan here. And Funa is doing a fantastic job of staying on top of all of these little invades. And Gnar going to be chasing after this Irelia here.
Mega Gnar is coming in.
The flash in.
The ult. Oh, and the ult does come in.
Oh, they're walking into a full ult by Misfortune. I think they underestimated how much damage Misfortune would do there.
Oh! Did you see that LeBlanc just
Yeah.
going in?
And there's no chance of them surviving that LeBlanc after she's been one-shotting everybody, and now they've been they've been low because of Misfortune ult comboed with Irelia ult. They all just decided to walk through the Irelia slow and straight into Misfortune ult, so they were all low. And for LeBlanc, that's easy pickings.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what we were talking about in the pregame. We were talking about how this portion, even if behind, might be able to make some use with her ult in combination with Jarvan, but the Irelia Misfortune combo is pretty good too. I mean, it certainly worked out. Misfortune was able to pick up 3 kills. Now becomes more relevant into the game.
I think Funa there was doing everything right in trying to catch people out, but they just got too greedy.
Yeah. Now it's looking like they are setting up for Dragon, and it is Ocean Drake. This is Soul Point for GGS, so if they can get the Dragon here, it will be Ocean Soul. That's just more healing. Oh, and the combo does come out. Looks like the Rel is
Sejuani is going to get caught out here, though. Rel falls.
The Jarvan ult comes
Sejuani
in
on 1 health.
Trying to peel. Oh,
and the big Misfortune ult going to come out.
Coming in through. Oh, the 3-man Gnar ult, but it's a little bit too late.
Oh, the one shot again.
Oh,
I don't know if Gnar makes it out of this one. Looks like Gnar is out, saving the team from getting aced again, but it is down to just Irelia and LeBlanc to get this dragon done and secure
and we do know that the Gnar is here looking to contest. We'll see exactly what happens. Gnar.
He just gets erased.
Coming in. And that's it. Ocean Soul going in to LeBlanc and the rest of the team.
Gnar just unaware that they had vision on him there and gets completely demolished.
I mean, this game is just... It seemed to be back and forth, but now GGS once again is at a 10,000 gold lead over Funa. And with Ocean Soul too, I mean, the amount of healing that's going to be coming in through from Irelia and Jarvan is just going to be massive. It's just going to give them more sustain during team fights, and they might be able to transition this into a snowball. We are seeing a Baron setup, and they are starting Baron too. We wonder if Funa is realizing this.
Oh, still going for the one shot on Syndra.
Syndra is dead. I mean, now it's a 4v5, and they're
taking
Baron too.
This could be the end of the game for Funa here.
And I mean, 3 members are dead. This just might be GG.
They're obviously going to push in these minions here. The ult only for Gnar to jump out.
A little bit of shenanigans coming in from GGS.
I don't think that they're going to be able to hold on to this base, though. A little bit of a BM coming out from LeBlanc here.
They are looking to one-shot the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn does go down.
There's nothing Gnar can do to keep their base up for this one.
Comes in from Rel, the stun too. Jarvan knockup, and
we're not going to see the end of the game ever.
But I'm assuming that will be game over.
No, actually, they pushed them off, and Funa won this one.
Yes, of course. Yeah, usually this happens when the Nexus does go down. So that is it. Game 2 goes over.
Looks like we're headed to game 3 in this best of three, Glebgoons versus Funa. Funa taking the first game, Glebgoons taking the second. It will all come down to this last deciding match. I think this will be our first third game, if that makes any sense,
Yeah.
in the series. So totally different performance coming out there. It wasn't like a fully stomped game there. There was definitely opportunities for Funa to come back in, just a little bit overzealous in trying to get back in the game as fast as possible there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was definitely what we wanted to see from Glebgoons. They were able to pull it back and win game two. So now it just all depends on what happens in game three. I think it just, with the comp that Glebgoons played, I felt like it was just a bit easier for them to just pull through in team fights.
Mm-hmm. And especially just not getting caught out by just the global map presence that Gallia has mid was super good for them there.
You seem to have cut out, Dan. So we're just gonna get stream set up shortly.
All right, we should have stream back up online, hopefully.
It is still loading, but
Oh, we are back up.
all right.
I guess we're just having a little bit of difficulty getting in and out of spectator here. But it looks like
Right
everybody is
client
here
live.
and set up. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. I could probably take over if you do
Sweet.
need to go. Just like make sure to leave everything on, and I'll just do whatever. We are getting the spectator draft coming in.
Sweet. If you could put that to general. I don't think I can see chat right now. Okay. Sweet. Let me get the spec link up for everybody to see. And it should be up right now. Yes. All right, we see the bands coming through for Funa banning out that Camille Hecarim, and the same bands coming up from Glebgoons, Vane, Darius are both gone. I suspect this might be another matchup. Seraphine goes down from Funa again.
They're just gonna repeat games 1 and 2 bands, huh? I mean, if it works, it works, I guess. But
I
I
don't
want to see
think.
how Funa
Yeah,
responds.
I don't think we're gonna see any changes in the band. Sejuani, yeah, might happen.
No, looks like it's the Udyr
sticks
band,
with the
so it
Udyr
is the
band.
exact same. Yeah, Udyr is really strong right now. Even though his win rate did go down from 54% to 51, he still is really strong just because of the amount of damage he can pull out, even though he doesn't have like that much CC except for one of his abilities, it is really strong. So Leona again, first pick, coming in through from Funo. I feel like they should be trying to take that out. The Leona is giving a lot of impact and it's making the game harder for GGS, but they are letting it through. The Rel is picked. Will it be the same Rel Caitlyn bot lane once again? Even though it did switch teams, will it be once again in game 3?
I am excited to see more Leona shenanigans though this game.
Misfortune does come out. They voluntarily choose that. I'm assuming it's because of the team fight success that they had last game. We will see what comes out, and it is the Caitlyn coming out from Funa and the Galio.
The Galio comes back, not banned out in time from Glebgoons. So we will be seeing a lot more map pressure here from Funa. If the Gnar gets caught out, I think they will have that response coming from Galio mid to Galio showing up top to assist the Gnar, which I suspect will be coming back, but Jarvan comes back to make a repeat appearance here on the side of Glebgoons. Looks like Funa wasn't worried about their Jarvan more than their Hecarim pick. But it looks like Glebgoons will be picking up a ban on. I tried to do it again where they just ban it, but you know, I speak too fast. So,
yes.
on Warwick.
Ban coming in again.
Interesting. I don't think Warwick has been banned out yet. But Fizz for sure will not see the light of day from the side of Funa.
Yes, Funa just doesn't want to give any of these champs over, I'm presuming that Glebloons do main those champions, like Camille, Hecarim, Seraphine probably. That's why they're just banning them out each and every time. Doesn't seem they're worried about the champions from
Might get
last game,
Sejuani out here. Sejuani does get banned out, so I am wondering what will be left for Funa to play here.
We will see.
Funa opting to ban out Irelia, and we'll see who Glebgoons decides to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, looks like the Funa did not like the Irelia top lane. It probably will be a Gnar angle then.
Nico gets picked into Galio. Probably, yeah. Even though Galio has a lot of that magic resist, I think Nico has a rather high win rate against Galio if you look at the stats. Gnar gets picked up again up in top lane, so never mind. Changes up to Aatrox this game.
Interesting.
Aatrox, if he is able to get ahead, then Aatrox could be a little bit of a thorn in Glebgoon's side. Ooh. Huh?
So, Dr. Mundo come in.
So who's their jungler? Are we going to be seeing
Dr. Mundo jungler is pretty prevalent.
We're going to see a Mundo jungler, I guess.
Interesting. Looks like Funa does really like playing tanks. They have
Galio, Leona, Aatrox, Mundo, yeah. It's just going to be down to Caitlyn to get the damage out. We see Wukong being picked up from Glebgoons, which is a really good, I think, all-around strong top laner. And also I think comes Wukong up big in team fights. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Wukong counters Aatrox actually. So I guess it was a little bit of a counter pick. But I mean, yeah, we can see the Wukong, Nico, pretty good team fight champions. Especially if you're able to combo that Jarvan Nico combination. It's really scary now. We did see like the Rel Misfortune combo coming in a lot, and the Jarvan Misfortune coming in a lot. But now we get Nico and Wukong. I mean, I think they're just choosing. They learned from game one and are choosing easier champions to team fight with. And I mean, on the side of Funa, they're just going all bruisers and tanks, right? I mean, Aatrox, Galio, Mundo, Leona, like you said, Thane. Caitlyn will be probably the majority of damage unless Aatrox and or Mundo get ahead and are able to 1v9. Aatrox one ahead is really scary. I mean, in solo queue especially, if he gets ahead, I mean, once he builds like 2-3 items, he's just gone. Like you can't really kill him. So if Aatrox does get ahead here somehow, um, it will be up to the Rel, I believe, to just CC him and drag him away with her ultimate away from the team, so that GGS will be able to fight.
I think
So
Funa,
who do
as
you think
long
will win this game 3?
I think Funa has to watch out for just getting CC chained. I think that's the only thing that's going to stop them from just rolling in with 4 bruisers slash tanks. Just if they can't get to the people to hit them, then obviously it's going to be a difficult game on the side of Funa. I think Glebgoons is in a more comfortable position here. I think they're more accustomed to the champs that they've picked up. But I can't really say that much with Galio coming in as the mid lane again, being one of their top picks for mid lane there. Also with Funa, they have a very comfortable bot lane in Leona and Caitlyn. So we will be seeing that. And the teams are going through with their picks now. And we will be headed into the 3-minute spectator delay in just about 30 seconds. So
Stick around for an action-packed game 3. Funa versus GGS.
all right, we're in it for the 3 minutes of spectator delay. So get hyped. I guess we just have to find something to talk about. I think
Yes, sir.
Funa's looking a lot better in terms of just team comp this round. I think that Galio with his map presence is just going to be. I think that was one of the deciding factors for the first game in getting ahead so quickly up on Glebgoons. But with the way Glebgoons played that last game, I think the Jarvan was really impactful, and they really were able to shut Sejuani out of having as much impact as she had in the first game. But then again, we will not be seeing Sejuani this game, traded out for, I think, as a whole, a less versatile jungler in terms of getting those ganks down and getting those objectives under control. Obviously, Mundo doesn't have a dash over a wall, so that could be a little bit risky, and he also doesn't have any real hard CC. So it could be a much more difficult time for Dr. Mundo to make use of himself until about the, you know, until really the team fights happen and he can really frontline for the side of Funa here. And all in all, I was only able to talk for 2 minutes, so there's still a minute left.
Although, if you do look at the bans, you do see that there were three for the side of GGS. There were three junglers banned and two ADCs banned.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely shows that they're targeting the ADC and the jungler on the side of Funa. I'm assuming that with Dr. Mundo, I'm assuming that with the three junglers banned, Dr. Mundo is probably not his strongest pick, but I guess we will see how this works out. Dr. Mundo's Q is a pretty nice slow. We will, as you said, there is no hard CC, so we will see if the Yanks can pan out. I'm just excited to see GGS in team fight. In team fights, the amount of AOE
Yeah, they're
ultimates
gonna
that they
have a
have is
lot of
absolutely
synergy
insane.
there. Yeah, and then going back to the jungler for Funa obviously being targeted out with 3 picks banned against him. I think Dr. Mundo is a relatively good choice in terms of having a simple character to play. I think when you have your 3 top picks banned out, I think having something just simple to play is a good sort of investment there. And it looks like we will be getting dropped into the game as the players load in right about now, and hopefully OBS wants us to see the game. Awesome.
Yes, OBS be like.
Okay, we have vision on the map, and we're just waiting for the players to come in. Currently, okay, the background art for the Rift is flashing, and I don't know why, but it's doing that. Okay. You know what? It's still doing it. Maybe I'm just going crazy.
I mean, stream's not exactly loading. I don't think,
Okay.
because I'm already like 50 seconds into the game.
Oh, okay.
There is an invade coming in. I guess I'll just describe this. There is an invade coming in.
Yeah, my spec window is like broke, dude.
Oh no.
Okay, I am going to see if I can't come back. I don't know. Is it worth? Yeah. We will see if we can't get back into spec and just reconnect here.
All right. Sounds good.
League spectator window broken.
I did. So bugged. I can just describe what happens. Don't worry.
All right, we are back in.
All right, poggers.
Everything should be running a-okay. If anybody in chat could just let me know. I don't have my second setup running, so
Yeah,
I can't really tell. Awesome.
It's working. It's working. I need to move my. I'll match my game with your stream.
Okay, awesome.
So you're going to be at 140 soon. Okay, I think I matched it pretty well.
Awesome.
Like a second ahead, but that's fine.
You can just know the future just a second in ahead. Oh, early gank coming in from Jarvan here against Aatrox. I don't
Yeah,
think
there's actually a
Aatrox.
repeat gank coming. Or sorry, not a repeat gank. My bad. That was me just watching the play again.
Aatrox making it
That was
out.
me watching it again. My bad. And as you said, a gank was coming in. Flash was used though, so there is a possibility for a repeat gank.
Leona is standing in a bush, just hanging out.
Menacingly.
Ooh, Aatrox back in it again. Um, I don't think he's going to be able to recall until this wave is cleared, but it might not get to that point. Leona engage onto Rel. Pretty big damage going to come out on Rel here, but not much going to come of it.
Oh, and they do catch out the Rel.
First blood going to Leona. Usually would be a bad thing, but with the way this Leona plays, I think this Leona is my favorite player in the game right now. The sheer amount of silly things that happen when she's around.
Nice. My game has been fully synced. So
Nice work.
this is epic. See, I mean, First Blood did go over to Leona on the side of FNA.
I think with
it's definitely not a game ender, but better start than game 2. Oh, the combo coming in. Will
the flash has to come out.
Make it out. The flash does. Oh, does make it out at the cost of a flash.
Galio being stunned there for a second by Nico is just going to cost them that kill.
Yeah. Looks like Mundo is trying to come in for a bot gank, but GGS does back off.
The taunt happens, but the flash has to come back from Galio as Ignite goes out from Nico too, so Nico is without sums, but...
Oh, and the Wukong's trying to 1v1 the Aatrox. He's taking a lot of minion damage.
Aatrox wise to back off of that fight there. Must have gotten the inkling that Jarvan was in the area. Aatrox looking at making this bush cheese happen. We will see if it happens.
He does get out of the bush, but
I think he got tricked by one of Wukong's copies there. Engage. Tried to go in on the wrong one. Mundo showing at top lane, so first drag falls to Glebgoons once again.
And I mean, this game is not as fast as the first game, but it is.
We have ping issues, so we're going to be paused here for just a moment.
Dang, I mean, not exactly action-packed as the second game, but it is going on the side of FNA, with the first blood going over to Leona. And okay. All right. All right, boys and girls, it will just be me for most of the match. So we're just waiting for the players to fix their ping issues. We will be resuming soon. And this is a common theme that we're seeing, but FNA's bot lane always has, their ADC always has a CS lead on GGS's ADC. As we saw last game, though, it did not really work. And we are getting a call that this pause will presumably take around 4 to 5 minutes. So we will be back shortly. As we were talking about in the pregame, GGS does have, in my opinion, a better team fight composition, just easier to execute, especially with the Jarvan and the Wukong. If the Wukong can pull out a nasty 5-man or 4-man ultimate, then I think it's just game over, as Nico will be able to stun, Jarvan will be able to ult, the Misfortune ult can come in. I think it's just nasty overall. There's just so many ways that these guys can play late game. I think if they are able to survive early game, they should be fine. As you can see with Nico running Ignite and not TP, and with the Wukong not exactly having any hard CC except for his ultimate. Roaming, it'll be very hard early game. It'll be hard early game for GGS to roam, especially since the ganks will not be as strong without Jarvan. Unless they do gank the bot lane where Rel does exist, and with her knockup and ult, and her stun is just powerful overall. On the other side of the game with Funa, I think that type of team comp, it's like a semi team fight, split push, sort of hybrid sort of style. They certainly do have the team fight available. If Aatrox is able to land knockups with his Q, and Mundo is able to land an axe to help Aatrox with the knockups, and Galio follows it up with the flash taunt like he did in game 1, or if Leona goes with the Galio to just dive the Misfortune, then it will also be really good in team fights. We will just have to see how these teams play out to essentially just peel their ADCs. In Season 11, with tanks being especially prevalent and one-shotting ADCs everywhere, peeling ADCs has never been more important than now. But we will see. And early game-wise, I feel like FNA does have a better roaming and gang potential. Galio is especially what I'm looking at because he does have his taunt. Leona roams. If she does roam like she did in game 1 and game 2, or well, more in game 1, and get the mid laner ahead, or if she decides to roam all the way to top side and get the Aatrox ahead, that will just be good for Funa to start rolling. Looks like we are getting an unpause momentarily. There we go, the game will resume now. Looks like they are trying to catch up to Leona, but it is not working. Looks like they're going in again. Leona going in on Misfortune, but it's not working. It was a good attempt, but unfortunately did not pan out. It's like the Mundo is trying to go in for the gank, but does not work, misses the axe. Wukong going in, stopping the Aatrox back. Jarvan's also going in with the dash. Wukong all comes in, and it is a kill going over to Wukong. Trade it back, 1 for 1 in this third game. You can see from Wukong's itemization that he is going the Executioner's Calling. Very good item choice, especially against the Aatrox. We'll have a lot more trouble healing during laning phase. And it makes him more vulnerable to ganks, just as we saw now. Looks like Jarvan is going in for the Rift Herald. Top lane did have mid and top prio. As everyone does reset though, he does attempt to take the Rift Herald. Looks like Leona was looking to bush cheese, but her ADC did back, and so will not be able to. Looks like Galio does find the Jarvan, and it just dies. Solo kill coming in with the help of Rift Herald. Galio picks up the Rift Herald, and they're looking, but they cannot get the Wukong. I mean, not sure if Jarvan had Smite there, but at least he could have given up the Rift Herald to not die to Galio, but Galio just gets a free kill and gets a free Rift Herald as well, along with the empowered back that comes with it. Galio going in on the Sneeko, classic combo, and chunks her to half health. We will see if this Galio puts the Rift Herald in her own lane or ganks the other lanes. Looks like the Mundo is coming in, misses the axe, is autoing. The ult coming in from Nico to stall. The Jarvan comes in too, and he flashes and kills the Mundo. What a masterclass turnaround coming in from GGS. Galio cannot do anything as he is too low to even use his ult there. And I mean, what a turnaround coming in from GGS. They are near a 1k gold lead. Can turn around though. Aatrox looking to go in here, 1v1ing the Wukong in his own minions. Decides to not 1v1 him. Oh, the 1v1 coming in. Wukong using his ult, attempting to solo kill the Aatrox ult as well. Flashes 2. Wukong bonks him and gets a solo kill. Wukong is now 2-0. It's looking like a repeat of game 2. GGS's top laner able to bring it. Bring the pain on this Aatrox. Leona going in on the Misfortune ult as well. Trying to peel Gallia ult coming in. Kills the Misfortune, catching out to Rel too, and that is a clean Gallia ult coming in. Wow. I mean, this is exactly the trouble that GGS had in game 1, looking like it's repeating again. Galio is putting the repelled bot, gonna grab some plates. This tower might fall, actually. And tower does fall. First turret going over to Funa. Looks like with that lead, Funa is grabbing the dragon. Leona going in on this Nico, seeing how Galio's here. The stun is going in, the taunt as well. The Galio combo is going in. Nico ult. Does he kill the Leona? He does not. As Caitlyn picks up a kill. Is 2-0. This is looking like a repeat from game 1. Funa is bringing it back after those double kill top lane. Oh, looks like Jarvan goes in and pops the Galio with his ult. Oh, and oh my goodness. The Caitlyn ult and picks up another kill. Flawless. 3-0 right now. 400 gold shutdown. And really good CS coming out from Caitlyn as well. This is looking like a repeat, as I mentioned multiple times from game 1. GGS needs to find a way to shut down this ADC. Oh, and Wukong was going in, sees the Mundo is there. Mundo hits the axe. Wukong ulting, trying to survive, gets the kill on the Aatrox. He's gonna get a double kill. He gets a double kill. Outplays Funa's top laner and jungler. He's now 4-0. GGS's top laner out here trying to put the game on his back. Oh, Leona does catch out to Nico, gets ulted. Nico ulting. Does she make it out? She does make it out. That shield coming in really handy for Nico. Barely manages to make it out with a sliver of health. And same for Caitlyn as well. At a sliver of health, barely manages to escape with her life. Right now, we are seeing a lot of vision control coming in from Funa as they did in their past 2 games. Turret plating has fallen. Laning phase is essentially over with bot lane turret going down. And I mean, right now, it's still a pretty back and forth game in my opinion. It's like the GGS is having a lot of fun out here, messing around, backing on a ward. Oh, roots Leona. Well, looking to come back in, but decides not to. And I mean, right now, Wukong already has his mythic item. Same with Caitlyn. I think this will just be a battle of who can protect their carry the most. I mean, Wukong will be in there, but if his team follows up, it will be a game 1 for GGS. But similarly, if they... Oh, looks like they do stun the Leona. The ult comes in. The counter gank comes in from Jarvan. Jarvan gets ulted. dies, double kill over to the Caitlyn. This Nico is constantly going in, but constantly gets catch up from the Leona. Leona ults with her CC chain is able to constantly allow kills to go over. This Caitlyn is 5-0. Wukong going in for a little bit of a skirmish. Does not seem to realize that the whole enemy team is up here. Does see the Leona come up. Does not want to escape though. Sees the rest of the team here. Oh, uses the clone. Oh, and he goes back in. Ults the wave. And just gets CC locked and dies. Shut down. Over to the Fed Galio. And I mean, this is just game one panning out all over again. These roams are just seeming to be too much for the side of GGS. Herald being dropped top. That will be top tower going over to Team Funa. At the same time, bot tower going over to GGS. Dragon is coming up, so we will have to see if the rotate does come in. Aatrox does have TP and so can rotate if Liana places a ward. Looks like GGS is just starting the dragon. They're just taking it. And I mean, their jungler won't be able to get here fast enough. Leona tries to steal with ult, but smite damage just too strong, unfortunately. Unlike game one and game two, this game seems to be a bit more even. There's kills coming out on both sides. Wukong the main carry for the side of GGS for the time being, and Caitlyn the carry for Team Funa, presumably for the rest of the game. If she is able to transition her lead into late game. Well, out here getting more vision, will not notice that the Mundo is taking his buff. Does ward Baron though, or a Baron pit. Is a bit of a rotation to top lane. They do notice that the Rel is up there with Wukong. And I gotta ask the chat, who do you think will win this game? I personally think that if Funa is able to peel their ADC, it will be one. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. For now, we are seeing just more vision control coming out from both teams. Seems to be a little bit of grouping mid. As resets are happening, right now we are seeing a level lead coming out from the bot lane, which is to be seen as the Caitlyn does have 5 kills. We are seeing the Leona might be caught out here, or sorry, the Nico, but it does not get caught out. Just a little bit of wave clear. Jarvan is top side. Not sure if he's going to be looking for a gank or not. There are pings coming in to gank the bot duo in mid lane. The Jarvan is heading over. He is attempting to rotate around, but decides not to. Is going to go gank top now. Does walk past the control ward. Not sure if the control ward has seen him. You know what I mean? Right now, it's just not a lot of action. Both teams are trying to play it slow. Misfortune is left to clear mid. There is a TP coming in to top lane. Galio is here. Probably in response to the Rel and Jarvan in top lane, as seen with the wards placed by Tuna. Yeah, and I mean, I think this Misfortune does manage to dodge the Leona ult. I was just about to say that her team needs to be here, or she's gonna get dived, and that ult almost screwed her over. Smite Steal does come over, takes the big raptor. Dragon is coming up in 50 seconds. Misfortune will not have flash or ult for this team fight. So we will see how this affects the team fight coming up shortly. As you can see, both teams are resetting, getting more control over the river. Just attempting to try to get any lead that they can. Oh, they catch out the Nico. Nico gets CC chained and she just instantly dies. Bad positioning coming out from GGS's mid laner potentially costs them the dragon. They seriously have to start respecting this Leona. Over and over again, they're just getting caught out by the CC chain. They feel like they're not understanding how strong this Leona is. Misfortune as well gets caught out by the Leona. The stun coming in. Galio's coming in. Rocket belt stun. Q auto, and once again, I just mentioned it, but they're not respecting this Leona. This Leona's popping off, catching out people left and right, single-handedly carrying Funa into a near victory. This is looking more and more grim for GGS fans out here, as Funa seems to be just taking over this game. Bot lane is 0-4 combined. The mid laner is 0-3. Looks like Wukong is trying to contest this tower take. Was not able to. Does ult the Leona. Does not realize how tanky he is attempting to kill this Leona. Ult coming in too, but I mean, Leona's just too tanky. Nico catches out, the ult coming in too. Flash, one shots this Caitlyn, brings it back to 550 gold shutdown. Going through to the mid laner. Gets caught out by the Nico stun. Everfrost into the ult flash. What a play from the Nico. Way to bring it back. Seems to have learned the strength of positioning from her previous death. Now they are trying to transition this into a Baron take. Does not seem that GGS knows exactly what's happening. Nico does get destroyed almost. Gets bursted down. Galio being OP like that, even though building full tank. And GGS, Clubcloons, do secure the Baron. All 5 members out here with Baron buff, looking to potentially push side lanes. If you're Team Funa, you gotta start making sure that GGS can't take over with his Baron buff. As we saw in Game 2, with GGS getting Baron buff multiple times, they're able to just push into mid lane, push into the side lanes, take out those tier 1, tier 2 turrets, just able to go all the way to inhibitor and end up winning the game. So if you're a Funa fan, you gotta start looking for these guys to stop this Baron rush. And I mean, you can see just the jungler for GGS just trying to take top lane. No, there's finally a rotate coming in, but it is very late, and the top lane turret is getting shrunk. The Leona is going in on the Nico. The ult misses, unfortunately. Jarvan is going in, the Wukong ult, the Misfortune ult as well. That is the combo that we were talking about. Perfectly executed. And once again, this Caitlyn is being caught out. I mean, it might not be a big issue now, but if this keeps happening and GGS finds their signature, then Globaloons might win the game. They are pushing. Leona does go in. The Nico ult comes in through. They're just destroying. This Aatrox is trying his best. Galio 2, the Q comes in. They do kill the Wukong. The flash trying to come in from the Galio. Or not from the Galio, sorry, from the Aatrox does not work. Oh, this Aatrox just dies to the Everfrost combo coming in from Nico. That was a bit unfortunate for this Aatrox. A little bit of back and forth fight. I believe it did end up in GGS's favor, as they were able to pick up a lot of kills and grab the tier 2 turret, going all the way into the inhib turret. Now we are setting up for drag, 30 seconds left. This is looking like, oh, this is one of those just types of games. I mean, this is looking pretty close. Looks like the Realm might get caught out. Does not. Very close call. Might have even won them the dragon. You can just see a little bit of setting up. Coming through a little bit of poke from the Nico. And it looks like Funo will take the dragon, Cloud Dragon, really easily. They are looking to catch up this Nico. Oh, and the big ult coming in from the big Wukong ult 2 coming in. Wukong ult once again, the Misfortune ult coming in too. They're just destroying Funa. And Leona's trying to get out, but cannot. An ace coming in from Team GGS. What a turnaround from Nico. A 5-man stun into a 5-man ult, and the Wukong immediately follows up with this 5-man ult, and the Misfortune immediately sees this, and 5-man ult as well. This is the type of synergy that we'd like to see from Globaloons. If they can continue to pull this off, they will win the game. We can see that they are taking advantage of this team kill, pushing out towers, pushing the waves. I would like to see a top rotate, but it might be far too late, as people are respawning. Leona coming up shortly, Caitlyn and Aatrox. Everyone is now back up. They were able to get waves pushed in and the bot tower. Now they're attempting to counter jungle, taking away this Mundo's farm. This Mundo pick really did not seem to be working for GGS. He is 0-4 right now, and that is understandable with the bans coming in, but he's 0-4. Chem Tank and Spirit Visage does not seem to be helping him out much. There is a lot of heal reduction coming in from the side of GGS as well. We can see the Wukong already did have the heal cub, and now we can see the Jarvan and the Nico and the Rel coming in with heal cut of their own. We did not see the Misfortune heal cut yet. It does go Lord Dominic for the 10th time in a row. It does seem to be working, so will not question it. We do see Vision coming out in the Baron area. Nico does seem to be looking to find some poke, does not. Just, this game is, I mean, vision control wins wars, right? And so whoever has good vision control can usually win the game. Looks like they are trying to catch on. Nico does attempt to stun, does not work. Leona is waiting in the bush. Just go in on the Nico stun. Ult, Galio ult coming in. Window ulting as well. Picks up the ult. The Rel's going in ult. Misfortune ult. Holy cow, the Jarvan ult coming in too. To just destroy the backline of Funa. The Wukong ult coming in again. They are trying to catch out this Caitlyn. Caitlyn does flash, is trying to peel, trying to get out, and she does seem to get out. The kiting from Caitlyn does manage to get out. Oh, the Wukong does go in though, and does not kill. But they are trying to pick up this Aatrox. Does not seem to be happening though, as they are able to retreat. Man, I mean, Funa did have the advantage. Leona is constantly going in, always stunning and ulting the right people. That Galio ult was really good too. Was able to follow up, but there was simply could not combat the team fight potential from GGS. I mean, that Nico ult did not go through, but the Rel flash into the knock-up stun and ult, and then the Misfortune ult coming in through was just a little bit too much for Funa. They were able to pick it back as the Aatrox was able to head into the enemy backline and pick up Glubgloon's ADC and escape with his life. And GGS did try to do the same onto Funa's ADC, did not work out as we just saw. Man, this is a really close game compared to game 1 and game 2. There is a 3k gold lead now on GGS. Glubgloons used to be 3k gold behind, now are 3k gold ahead. Now they are looking to force Baron. Not even sure if Funa can react to this properly. They do seem to know that something is going on. The blue ward does come in, but the Baron is just taken. Now Glubgloons has to retreat, or Funa, my bad, has to retreat, or else get destroyed by the Baron power teammates. They are looking to try to get this Aatrox. And I mean, it looks like Glubgloons is just giving up on the dragon. They're trying to push mid. Will Funa be able to respond to this? They are responding. The backs are being stopped. Are they looking to potentially C9 this game? This Nico, being such a nuisance, constantly stopping these backs, is attempting to kill this Aatrox. Oh, and the Aatrox does die. What was once just a backstop ended up costing the Aatrox kill. And it looks like they are pushing the bot lane. And I mean, with their tank Wukong not there, they cannot do much. Oh, and they catch out this Nico, but the ult comes in, the Rel ult, and the Jarvan ult comes in. They're flashing onto the Caitlyn, trying to kill the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn dies. That's another ace. I think that's just game over. GGS winning the game. Game 3 over. And with that, GGS Glubgloon's able to turn it down, and that is game over. Potentially losing game 1, being destroyed, leading into a 2-game winning streak. Yeah, and we do see that stream is dying a bit. Riot client not necessarily working as good as it should be, but for the stream, with the game being frozen, that is an assumption that the game is over. GGS able to go from losing the first game to a 2-game winning streak, beating Funa in a 2-1 series. Intense game 3. And I mean, that's just crazy. They were able to beat Funa. Funa did have a spectacular game 1, but unfortunately was not able to win in game 2 or game 3. I think that last team fight just ended the game for Team Funa. So we will be seeing Glubgloons advancing into the tournament. As Funa does get knocked out into the losers bracket, we will be seeing them playing again. And it is looking like Glubgloons will be facing the Cosmic Corgis in round 2, going up against one of the best teams in the LWSD Spring Invitational, hoping to see if they can cause an upset against one of the best teams in this tournament. That will potentially be it for this game. Thank you all for watching. This has been Prithvi and Thane streaming and casting for the LWC Spring Invitational 2020-21. The playoffs, FNA versus GGS, ending in a 2-1 GGS game win. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good week.